What's good, my credit fiends? I'm gonna be telling you guys why you need to have multiple credit cards. Credit cards are so bad though, right? No, don't get a credit card. Why you're signing up for all them credit? Why you got 5 credit cards? Bro, don't listen to them people. Credit is good. Credit is good. If they're telling you that, that's because they don't know what they're doing. They're losing money by having credit. You don't yeah. Let me just get into this. So having multiple credit cards, all right? So why is that so important? The biggest thing right here that I'm gonna get into, right? Boom. That's 2 words, by the way. Credit utilization. Biggest reason why you need multiple credit cards. Each card is only gonna have but such a big limit, right? And there's different levels to how you want to have your credit. So if you want to have a really good score, right, you're going to be paying off your cards in full every month, right? Or you're going to have less than 10%. So a great credit score with credit utilization is going to be like between 10 0 10%, right? Reporting every month. So let's say you have a card, just for easy numbers, you have a card with $1,000 limit, right? You're going to either want to have that reporting as 0 balance or up to $100 every month. That's as much as that you can use and keep on that. That's going to give you like the very best score, right? This is what's best. Some people will tell you 0 or leave a balance, whatever, doesn't matter. From my experience, this is what it is, right? So the next levels is going to be from 10% to 30%. And this is good. All right. This is normally like where I keep my stuff at. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cards do report as 0%, but this is where you want to stay at least. At the minimum, if you want to be getting approved for low interest, things like that, better cards, higher limits, so you can have less if you want to have less, but the goal is to have as many as possible, right? We want to be in this. We credit fiends, we fiending. So we got 10 to 30%, and we don't even want to go higher than that. So I don't even want to go higher than that. If you go higher than that, you're gonna start dipping way too low that you don't want to go. You know what I'm saying? Way too low, you don't want to go. So credit utilization, why is this important? It's gonna help you get approved for other things, other credit cards, other loans. It'll help you in your business side as well. If you want to go business side, they're going to look at your personal. But like, this is one of the biggest things whenever it comes to your credit score, like whether it's good or bad. They're going to look at this. They're going to be like, well, how much are you using of your cards? You know what I'm saying? So obviously payment history, like, are you paying your payments on time? That's number one. You can't have any charge-offs, like going to collections, anything in the red, okay? No derogatories if you're trying to like make this work for you and start getting that credit, okay? Because you want to have multiple cards. Now, another thing that you can do while you're doing these credit card things, right, is you can do credit card stacking. So you can do stacking when you're trying to get multiple cards. Now, recommendation obviously is to have like a 700 plus credit score, right? Oof, messed that up. That says score. And that's by doing this, right? You get a 700 plus easy, right? You want to have like, at least a little something to show, like at least like maybe like 3 accounts or so, 3 to 5 accounts maybe. But that's when you start getting into credit stacking, and that's when you're looking at the 3 credit bureaus that are the major ones, and you're gonna be looking at like Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, if you don't know them, right? Those are the ones that are reporting, that have all your information, that's getting it from the second party, whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's a lot that goes into it, but those are the 3 main ones that are going to be reporting. So you find out which cards pull from each report, right? So let's say, honestly, I don't know off the top of my head which ones they are, Okay, I know Capital One, they pull from all three, so that's not going to be something that you're going to want to use in your credit stacking. But you'll find, for example, you'll go look up the information. I'll do a video on it, whatever. But you'll go and you'll look at everyone that pulls from Equifax, right? Or everyone that pulls from TransUnion. You'll go to there and you'll start applying for those cards. You'll have a couple tabs open on your computer. You'll submit them all at the same time within like a few seconds of each other. And boom, now you get all those without posting, without them being able to see that you applied for other credit, right? So your hard inquiries aren't going to pop up immediately. Okay. So all of this right here is what's going to help you be able to use your credit cards in the first place. Because if you only have one credit card, right? That's why I said you need 3 accounts to start even get into this credit card stacking level. If you only have one credit card and it has $1,000 limit, you're only going to be able to use, like I said, up to this. That's what's going to be reporting. So $300. Okay, 300, let's say point times that is equal to $300. This is the 30% right here. $300. That's all you can use. What are you gonna do with $300 if you're trying to like make a business or do something or scale or resell stuff or do whatever you're trying to do to make more money? Because the ultimate goal is to make more money out of this. You're not just using this to just buy chains and stuff like that. Like you can if you want to, but I mean, if you can't pay for that, it's gonna go to collections, and then you're just gonna end up like, whatever. You get the point though, right? If you got 3-5 accounts of $1,000 or more, you know what I'm saying? Now you're working. Now you got 5,000 right in here, and then 30% of that is 1,500. So now you can work with $1,500. You get what I'm saying? And the more you start getting higher, the better it is. Now you can't just go and just apply for this card after card after card. You're gonna start racking up what they call hard inquiries. Okay. So whenever you apply for credit, you get a hard inquiry. There's certain credit cards and or I wouldn't say like loans, but you can get like pre-approvals and stuff on loans and stuff like that, where that's like a soft pull, what they call a soft pull. Soft pulls, they stay internal to them, so only they can see it. It's not going to be reported to your credit profiles. So whenever you apply, you're going to get a hard inquiry for the most part, unless you applied for a credit card that had a soft pull, which I would recommend you go ahead and apply for those cards that have a soft pull first. So that way, you know what I'm saying, you already know what's going on. Or if they have a pre-approval, you already know if you're going to get approved for it before you even do that. So I would start off with those first. Then I'd go over to the ones that are like this, that have the hard inquiries, and then start the credit stacking thing if you want to do that way. Me personally, like whenever I first started way back, like 2016, I was only applying for credit cards like every like 6 months or so, because that's a pretty good rule of thumb too. You don't want to look too like, you don't want to be a for real fiend out here. Like I call it credit fiend, but like you don't want to look like a fiend for real. So keep these good. Ultimately, it doesn't matter when you're applying if you have a bunch of them, but they weren't like super recent, with, like I said, within like the last 6 months, because they stay on your credit report for up to 2 years. So I can see, if I looked at your credit profile, I could see basically what you applied for within the last 2 years. And then after that, they fall off. So they have a little bit of effect on your credit profile, but not too much. It mostly comes from when you start applying and you start credit stacking, because they want to see how much you're fiending for that credit. How recent was it before you just ask somebody else? Like, don't come over here and ask me for something when you just asked them and they told you no, like, or they told you yeah, but they just threw you a bag, and now you're coming over here and asking me too. It does work sometimes, like, if you don't have a lot of hard inquiries, and it'll show you on there like 5 to 7 is kind of like getting up there. All right, so you keep them like 5 or less or something like that. But like I said, ultimately, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't matter as long as they weren't too recent if you're applying for new credit. Because like I said in my other videos, like if you're gonna go apply for a car or something like that and you're trying to get a low interest rate, if you haven't already went to your own bank and asked them for a loan to get the car that you want, those dealerships are just gonna run your credit mad times. So you're gonna have a bunch of hard inquiries. But like I said, this is all into one thing. Like if you're searching for a car, so you're gonna have mad inquiries, but it's not really gonna necessarily matter how many you have, because it's not like you're applying for multiple different things. You're just trying to get a car, so they're gonna know that type of thing. That's why I said it matters, but it doesn't. It matters how recent it was and what it is you're trying to apply for. All right, so that's what that is. That's what credit utilization is. I hope this helped you guys understand a little bit more about why you need multiple credit cards, because if you're going to be using them, what you going to do with $300? You know what I'm saying? If you only got $1,000, you got 2 cards with $500. What are you going to do with that? You ain't making no moves with that. You really going to have, it's really going to be like more difficult. The more money you have access to, the easier it is. You could just pull it out, do what you need to do, pay it back, and you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? If you got a cash advance for $5,000, you could access instantly. You see something going up in the stock market or you see something coming down, you might want to jump in that joint real quick. I'm not saying you do it. This ain't no financial advice or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, if you see opportunity, that's what opportunity is. And there's plenty of opportunity in all this. Now, I'm going to keep rolling and keep recording these videos, but credit utilization, that's the biggest reason why you need multiple credit cards. You need those high limits. You need credit fiend. I'll catch you guys in the next video.